I want to talk about something that's been bothering me about a lot of modern movies, and especially big-budget blockbusters. It has really been bugging me since last year when I saw the latest parts of the Caribbean movie, The Far Side of the Dead Man's Pearl of the Sea of Who Gives a Shit, and Valerian, The City of 1,000-Word Titles, or whatever. A lot of movies today have amazing visuals and spectacular action sequences that somehow still don't thrill the audiences at all. I've thought about why I didn't care about what happens to the characters or really about anything that was happening on the screen. I came up with two different reasons. One has to do with how the internal rules of the world are set up, and the other about how characters are built. I'm splitting these two arguments in two videos because this is my channel and I do what I want. Also, it's kind of long. So here's the first one. Fantasy, science fiction, and especially comic books are great for a writer because when you're creating a different world, anything is possible. The Force allows you to become an immortal, perhaps even omnipresent being, ascended beyond the material world and the distinction between being alive or dead. You can have unicorns or dragons, faster-than-light travel, or peace, prosperity, and equality for all humans. You can turn a missile into a whale or a flower pot mid-flight if you're so inclined. Modern visual effects allow the filmmakers to do the same, that is to say, whatever, anything. However, if you don't explain why or how something is possible or impossible, you can't expect the audience to know. If you don't bother setting up rules or limitations to what a character in your world can or cannot do, even the greatest feat can feel mundane. When Batman climbs out of the prison in The Dark Knight Rises, we had been told it couldn't be done and witnessed him try over and over again, only to fail every time. We understood it was a very difficult thing to do, if not impossible, which made the feat impressive and the scene emotionally satisfying. Yoda explains to Luke that size matters not. Luke tried to lift his X-Wing out of the swamp and couldn't, saying it was impossible. We had been told several times at this point already that the Force was a kind of strength of the mind and spirit. So when Yoda lifted the X-Wing with relative ease, everyone in the audience went, "Oh shit, this little fucker is legit." It really wasn't about the size, it was just about how chill a dude can be. And Yoda was super chill. These moments are satisfying and impressive because we understand the rules of the world and therefore can appreciate those feats. These characters are tough, they try hard, and they push the limits. Without those limits and established rules, it's just a guy climbing a wall or a Muppet doing magic. In Valerian, the titular character needs a shortcut, so he runs through a bunch of walls, shattering metal like thin sheets of ice. We are never told what the walls are made of, what his suit is made of, how Valerian has super strength, or really anything about how any of it is possible. The prelude of the movie clearly establishes that even though the story takes place in the far future, it's still in the real world. Even if Valerian has strong armor, it doesn't explain how he has the strength to run through a metal wall, let alone 10 of them, without even slowing down. Steel beats concrete, but you can't take down a wall by gently tapping it with a sledgehammer. The producer of this video pointed out that spaceships in the real world are made like real ships, so it would stand the reason that the metal structure would bend rather than shatter. When I watched the movie, this scene made me think, oh, so physics doesn't matter, logic doesn't matter, there are no rules, and anything is possible. In the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, Jack Sparrow is supposedly just a drunk guy who's pretty good with a sword and can buckle the swash with the best of them. In the latest movie, and most of the other ones to be honest, he's repeatedly in situations where any human person would undoubtedly die. When he bumbles on and off cannons protruding from two ship hulls that are smashing together, he survives by way of miracle every 2 seconds for a good minute or so. Even if you're not consciously thinking, oh, so he just can't die no matter what, you're unconsciously thinking that because that's what the movie is telling you. Again, physics don't matter, logic doesn't matter, there are no rules, and anything is possible. When there are no rules and anything is possible, nothing has any weight or importance. You're not worried for Valerian or Jack Sparrow, because why would you be? They're obviously immortal gods who can shatter walls by running at them or survive any life-threatening situations with drunk luck. There are no stakes, the hero can't lose, and if they're pressed for time, they can just go fuck it and take a shortcut by diving through the molten core of the earth. Nothing matters. It's extremely important when telling any fictional story to set up clear rules for the world the characters inhabit. The rules can be vastly different from the rules of the real world, but if a world has no clearly established boundaries to what is and isn't possible, you can't really create any tension from external danger or amazement from achievements. A YouTube clip of a French lady in a tracksuit jumping from one building to another is only impressive because we know how high or far people can generally jump, and thrilling because we know what happens if she falls. Without these preconceived rules, nothing matters, and when nothing matters, you don't care. So that's it for now. Next time I'll talk about character development and why we don't really care about what happens to a lot of characters or what they do. You can subscribe to get an update when it's up, or because this is the internet, you're probably watching this later and it's already up. So yeah.